Hey, hello, how are you? I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. My name is Autumn Ashley, and today I want to talk about week 2 and week 3 of NaNoWriMo. I didn't give you guys an update last week because I actually went to a writer/reader event. So that was the reason for the lack of last week's video. But I want to talk about week 2 and week 3 in this video because it's been pretty good on the writing front so far. Firstly, I want to talk about the progress that I've made in week 2. I wrote for a total of 1 hour and 35 minutes, which was a little less than I wanted for the goals that I had set at the end of week 1 update. It was more of a busy week than I anticipated, but I ended up finishing chapter 18 and I started chapter 19, and chapter 19 carried over into week 3. The progress that I did make for week 2, it was steady progress. I felt pretty good about all of the words that I wrote. So I'm still in act 2, but I think I'm over the climax for act 2, and so now we're like almost to act 3, but we're not quite there yet. I think I have a few more chapters until I can officially say that I'm in act 3. Writing wise, I feel really great about what's been happening, and I'm in the part in my story where some of the things that I had mentioned in act 1, like the characters, I don't want to say they fizzled out, but they weren't as involved into the story, and now they are coming back into the story. So it's fun rewriting those characters back into the story. I don't know if that's going to stay, but so far, writing those characters back into the story, it feels really great. I am really happy with that progress and with rewriting those characters back in, because now they're helping the story move along. So it's important to have them into that story, into these few chapters. So I've been really enjoying that. I've been playing around with the magic system. The magic system still is not great. I need to go back and rework it because there are a lot of holes in my magic system, which I was expecting because I did not fully flesh out my magic system when I started my first draft. I wanted to more discovery write the magic system than create solid rules once I went back and started editing and working on the second draft and all of that. The first draft is definitely discovering the magic system. I think sometimes that kind of confuses me because I'm very much of a rules person and within the limits of something, but because I'm giving myself that creative freedom to have fun with the magic system, I do think it blocks me a little bit because I'm trying to think, well, would this make sense with the magic system? Oh wait, you don't have a magic system with rules and limitations and all of that stuff. Have fun and we'll figure it out later. It's been an experience. I don't know if I will not have a stronger magic system in the future when I do future drafts. But anyways, so I've been having a lot of fun with this story. I've been having a lot of fun getting back into the writing. So far, with my goal of just wanting to use November to get back into writing and to get into a better flow, that has been awesome. It has been serving its purpose. Even though I'm not doing NaNoWriMo traditionally, it's been really fun getting back into writing. So I am really enjoying the story, and I have high hopes that I can finish the story by the end of the year. Now I'm going to move on to talking about week 3. I wrote for a total of 2 hours and 45 minutes. We killed it this week. I had really long writing sessions, and something that I've noticed with my writing that I find really interesting, in the past I would do 20 to 25 minute sprints, and that was good. It worked for like the time being, and it helped me work that writing muscle and to get me back into writing consistently and doing sprints. I still like doing my writing in like a sprint form. I've noticed that my sprints are starting to get longer, and I'll look at the clock and be like, okay, well, it's around noon right now, so I'll write till about 12:30 and see how I am at that point and see where in my story I am. If I think I can push further for another 10-15 minutes, I'll just go ahead and do that. So then that whole writing session will be 30 to 45 minutes. And so I've noticed that a lot with my writing as November has progressed, and I've been spending a lot of time sitting down and dedicating time to writing. My sessions have turned out to be a lot longer, and I feel like in turn it's made me a lot more productive with the story. It's helped me remember a lot with the story. In the past, I would do 20-minute sprints, take a break, go do something for 20 minutes, sit back down, then I felt like I'd have to get re-immersed in the story and and with the characters, but I feel like doing these longer sprints and taking shorter breaks in between, it's been a lot more productive. It's been helping me stay within the world and with the characters. So I feel like when I do get back into the writing, I can have another really strong, really long writing session, and it's serving its purpose and it's being more productive than it has been in the past. I've been really happy with the turnout for that. For week 3, I wrote chapter 19, 20, 21, and I started chapter 22, which means I kicked ass this week and I had extremely long writing sessions. And that's what I'm talking about, is I'm seeing more progress dedicating longer writing sessions. With these chapters, I think I have 1 or 2 chapters left. I know I just said I have a few more chapters left until we're into Act 3, but I'm at this point in my story where I can't figure out if I've just entered Act 3, like is chapter 22 Act 3 or is chapter 23 going to be Act 3? I'm a little unsure about that, and I think that's just because I haven't written enough first drafts to really know where in my writing that will be. I know based off of my outline, I have 1, maybe 2 chapters left of Act 2 before we go into Act 3. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Chapter 22 is major progress. I feel like my characters are still in somewhat of the same place. They're just now bebopping around the city trying to stay hidden. And I don't know if I exactly like that because I feel like my characters have been running for a very long time. All of Act 2, I felt like they've spent running and hiding. I don't know if it's just because I've been writing that so much that I'm a little bit bored with the whole hide and seek game, or if I just need to go ahead and just throw them into Act 3, get them to a different point. So that might be what I do, is instead of just having them continue this game of cat and mouse, hide and seek or whatever, I might as well just go ahead and wrap up that shit and then get them caught, so then I can throw them into Act 3. That's what I think I might do for these next few chapters. I think I'm getting a little bored with that, even though I'm enjoying the characters. With my main character, her character arc is not developing as much as I would have liked it to. My story is not told in first person, it's told in third person, and I think that might be part of my issue, is since I'm not inside the head of my character, I'm having a difficult time trying to get that character arc across. My character coming to her senses about everything that's happened in the story and the potential that she's been denying herself this whole time. She's hanging on to this last little string of hope. I need to like cut that hope. I don't know if it's a nice person to me, and I don't want to do that to her, and that's preventing me from moving on to Act 3. That's preventing me from having her experience that character arc, and I think that's what I'm also hanging on to, is why I'm struggling to get from Act 2 to Act 3, is because I know I gotta cut that apron string, I know I've gotta cut that ribbon, and I just haven't done it yet. That's where I'm at right now with the story. Character-wise, with my main character, that's what I'm currently going through. One of my secondary characters, he is not as involved in the story as I wanted him to, and I think that's just the author, me, the writer's mistake. I wanted him to play more of a role when I was outlining the story and when I was first getting the story going, but I don't think his character makes too much sense being as involved. So that's something I'm going to have to work through in the future. I will keep it the way it is right now. The story does feel like a mess. It feels like it's all over the place. But at the same time, there are some things that I've mentioned in previous chapters in the first act, at the beginning of Act 2, that I am circling back to. I don't feel like I'm losing some of the significance of the things that happened at the beginning. I don't feel like I've had enough build up to get to this point, if that makes any sense. I definitely think there needs to be more things that happen. There needs to be more ups, there needs to be more downs within the story. Great advice that I heard at one point was, for every win your character has, you give them a fallback. I don't feel like I have that solid, oh, here's a win, oh, but this happened type of situation. That's still something I'll have to work through in future drafts, but that is something that I've noticed with my writing, and this was something that I've also noticed in my previous draft. There's not a whole lot of push and pull, and it's such an Act 2 thing, I think, because it's so beefy. It is such a tough act for me to write and to keep it engaging, but I think that's something, once I go back to starting to polish up the story, those are things that I'm going to have to focus on. That's just how I'm feeling right now. Those are just things that I've noticed with my writing and with this story as I'm, almost coming to a close with the story. Let's go ahead and set week 4 goals. Hopefully I can write for 3 days, since for week 3 I was able to write for 3 days. I know that's going to be a little challenging since Thanksgiving is this week if you celebrate it in the United States. It is this upcoming Thursday. Hopefully I can sneak in even just one writing sprint. I can do that. So that's what we're gonna aim for. And I would like to do a minimum of 2 hours worth of writing. I think I can push through. I mean, that seems pretty simple considering I've been kind of in that area. I've been a little less than 2 hours, but then I've been a little above 2 hours. So I think 3 days of writing, 2 hours, and then let's try to get to Act 3. I think we can do that. I think those are good goals to set for this 4th week. Let me know how everything's been going with you. If you are participating in Nano, how's it going? What's your word count? How have you been feeling about the words that you've been getting? If you're not participating in Nano, let me know a milestone that you've hit. If you've hit any speed bumps, let's talk it out together. Let's use this as our little check-in. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know all of the things about your story. And that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to be part of my writing journey, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so you don't miss another time that I upload. Again, I am Autumn Ashley, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.